The Blokebusters podcast is proud to be a member of the Pod Bros Network. You can find us, as well as other fantastic podcasts such as Pencil and Ink Review, Another Damn Trivia Show, and The Language of Bromance at podbros.com, as well as on most other fine podcasting services. Now sit back, relax, and prepare to share and enjoy the Blokebusters podcast.
Welcome to episode 89 of the Blokebusters podcast. I'm Brian.
And I'm Paul.
And today, once again, joining our podcast, I believe this is her second or third outing. She can correct us here. She is a podcaster, writer, / actress, / just playing everything else that's awesome. It's Miss Sara Polton.
Hey, what's up? Yeah, this is my second time.
Second, thank you. All right, and also joining us is another voice you might be familiar with here if you're a fan of the Blokebusters. She is a pop culture curator. She is an awesome friend of the podcast. It is Miss Kealeen Griffin.
Hello. I am officially the Alec Baldwin of this podcast. Are you sick of me yet?
We're still working on your 5-timers jacket.
Yes.
We just want it to be perfect.
I know, man. It's like, do I get a pimp chalice now because it's like the sixth time? I don't know.
Yeah, we'll get some merch going for you. Don't worry.
I'm gonna buy it all too.
I'm gonna know a T-shirt that says, "Are you sick of me yet?"
Okay. All right. So today we are going to be diving into Death Becomes Her. Yes. So this
1992 Robert Zemeckis film.
Bobby Z. Yeah. So this sort of came about. I think a seed was subliminally or not so subliminally planted into my brain that this would be an excellent idea, and I was inclined to agree. And here we are. We convinced Paul, and because it was really tough to convince, so or not at all.
Do you still think it was an excellent idea?
Oh, absolutely.
I think Sarah and I would have recorded this into our iPhones and just put it out on a podcast.
100%.
So
we've been trying to do this movie for a while.
Forever.
Yeah, I'm so happy we got this.
Thank you guys for giving us a platform to talk about this movie because we've been dying to talk about it.
And
no pun intended.
And it's been tough for me. I haven't met avid fans of this film so much as yourself and Sarah. So someone I'm super into the movie too. So it was like, oh yeah, this is a perfect storm. And then Paul, you have not seen this, right?
I had not seen this. Yes, I saw this yesterday. So that's the first time I'd ever seen this.
Did you turn this movie on and go, what the fuck is happening?
No,
that is the proper response.
Yeah, I'm fairly into films that kind of go out there, and I enjoyed the premise of this film. So
I really like the premise was before its time.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, definitely.
Because this was during a time where people didn't really talk about it. If you had work done, you didn't really talk. You kept it as secret as possible. Yeah. So they were kind of putting it all out there.
Yeah, and before we dive into this, I'll just kind of get all the nitty-gritty stuff out of the way, and let's see how quick I can do this one this time. You can follow us on Twitter at Blokebusters, facebook.com/Blokebusters. You can email us blokebusterpodcast@gmail.com. We're on Instagram at Blokebusters, and we have a website, blokebusters.webs.com. And I think that was about 8 seconds that time, so there we go. Go me! And yes, obviously this is Death Becomes Her, as we said, directed by Mr. Zemeckis. And it had a budget of $55 million, and it grossed worldwide $149,022,650 and it was co-written by the director of Mordecai.
Oh, really?
Whoa. Why did we have to bring that up?
Yes, he is the sixth most successful scriptwriter in Hollywood. Would you like to have a guess at who number one is? This is based on box office gross.
I'm going with Michael Bay.
I don't even know.
Yeah. All right, it is George Lucas.
Oh, you got me there. Yeah. I think we were all like, damn it.
That's those sweet resids.
Right in front of us.
Yeah. That's because of those sweet resids.
Yeah, I mean, it's Phantom Menace. It's number one highest gross.
There should be a law against bringing up Mordecai and Phantom Menace in the same podcast.
I'm breaking out in hives, guys.
I know, right? Literally, I live I live
The Phantom Menace.
I live less than 10 miles away from where like little Anakin Skywalker went to high school.
Ugh.
Oh God, The Phantom Menace was my first Star Wars movie.
Oh no!
I think my dad called Child Protective Services on himself for taking me.
Yeah, so you got
like, I'm so sorry.
I was
like,
lucky.
I swear I'm a good dad.
It's the first time, I promise.
Yeah, I was lucky. I got to see, like, I went and saw the re-release before I honestly, I am proud to say I never saw any of the prequels in theaters because I was like, I just had a bad feeling. I was like, this is
so smart.
Yeah.
Like all the guys were like, she's not a real nerd. I was like, oh yeah, I am because I know this is gonna be bad.
Listen to your common.
Yeah, listen to my nerd force.
Paul, did you see that this pretty much broke even domestically? Like, did you see those numbers? I think it's like 58 million.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, which is really kind of shocking. That, well, I don't know, maybe not. I love it.
It's a big budget, especially for like 2 female leads in a comedy. This is like, I think it was like kind of groundbreaking, probably at the time.
Well, the special effects in it, honestly, I think they held up.
They really did. Like, and the more I saw this, I'm like, reboot. Like, normally I'm not rooting for a reboot, but I want to see this movie made again.
Same actors, same cast.
I actually
just me.
They need to cameo for sure.
Oh yeah, that's true.
At the party at the end, yeah.
But I feel like it needs to be Julianne Moore, Kate Blanchett, John Hamm, and Jason Momoa playing the Isabella Rossellini role.
What if we got like some of our Ghostbuster ladies in there now?
Oh, Kate McKinnon Kate McKinnon needs to be part of this movie somehow. I don't know how, but Kate McKinnon needs to be part of this movie. If
you have Jason Momoa as the lethal role, she could be one of the like house hunks, like the like the spoiler Fabio.
But she should be like a sexually like
but a more fleshed out Fabio role.
Like I don't know, like just like find some way to work some of the SNL people in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and like I don't know, like Melissa, this is so like not cool to like, but like Melissa McCarthy in there somehow, like, or it's like her like beleaguered maid who like takes the potion at the end.
Oh yeah, that would be great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the film, if it were remade now, you'd end up probably having it be by, say, people trying to do a whole SNL type thing, because it's a dark comedy, but I think there's lots of people that would be like, oh, well, wouldn't this be funny? How about this? Let's try this. And I think it would be overdone if they tried to redo it now.
Well, if they let it be campy, here's the thing. I don't think that's a problem with a lot of movies, is that they don't trust the appeal of campiness.
This is 10 on 10 campiness, and that's why I like it.
That's why it works.
The top.
Every single moment, yeah.
Everybody hams it up across the board. Nobody plays anything at like a 7. Everybody, every scene 10.
Yeah, we'll get to Bruce Willis's like 11 scene, but like where he's like amazing.
How mad are you at like seeing how much range Bruce Willis actually had?
So troublesome.
He was great.
He was so good. He was amazing.
Seeing him play, he never plays a character like this. He's always the badass, and seeing him completely do something out of his comfort zone was awesome.
And like when I was a little girl, like a kid watching this, I didn't know it was Bruce Willis.
Same.
He
same.
disappeared to that role.
It wasn't until when I watched it, I was like, holy shit, that was Bruce Willis.
So,
yeah, Paul, were you aware, or at least aware of this movie, or anything along those lines?
No, not really. I'd never even... I mean, if I'd heard it, I just hadn't paid any attention to it before.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I just didn't know anything about it. And then, obviously, when you suggested it, I was like, well, I better actually try and look for it. So I did, and then it was like, oh, Bruce Willis and these two. And it actually brought something up. I was like, oh, it's Goldie Hawn. And then I thought about it. This is the first time I've ever seen Goldie Hawn in anything.
Really?
Yeah. I had no idea who she actually was. I knew her by name alone.
What?
Oh my god! So you're like, oh yeah, that's Kate.
You think you know your podcast partner?
Oh yeah, that guy from that one episode of Black Mirror. Oh yeah, that's his mom.
Have you never seen First Wives Club? First Wives Club is like one of the best movies ever.
No, I haven't seen that. I've looked through her entire filmography.
What's that movie where she's in the army?
Else.
She makes fun of. That's another movie that makes fun of plastic surgery and ageism.
Yes. She's so funny. She's gorgeous and funny. She's my hero.
Yeah, yes. I've heard she's funny. I just haven't seen her.
And now you know.
So,
She's
How have you
brilliant.
not seen Overboard?
Problematic.
The now very problematic
Yeah, problematic fave Overboard, where somebody takes advantage of somebody with a brain injury.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's funnier than it sounds.
Like everybody loved it back then, but you watch it and now you're like, oh, that's not right.
No.
It's like it makes Beauty and the Beast look like okay,
Totally acceptable.
woke.
Yeah.
Paul, the next movie you have to watch is Private Benjamin.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's really good in that. That's a great movie.
Yeah.
Alright, well, after I watch American Psycho, I will get Private Benjamin.
Yeah, well, it's got Mrs. Peacock, Eileen Brennan.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
Also, does the camp of this kind of remind you a bit of Clue?
A little bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
The music, for sure,
Yeah,
and the house.
The very whimsical kind of, yeah. Maybe that's not the right word,
Yeah,
but
the
yeah.
campy gore of it. I love it. I love it. It goes for it. It did not hold back. This movie did not hold back.
Very much knew what it was.
It leaned into it, and I feel like more and more, that's often been my argument with SNL is that when a sketch could be what keeps a good sketch or an okay sketch from being great is that they don't lean into the premise enough and just trust it to if they commit enough.
Yeah, playing it too safe.
It will come up it'll resonate.
As an actress, these are my dream roles because I love hamming it up.
Oh,
and every
absolutely.
director I work with is like, hey, can you take that down to a 4? This is all I want to do is just be that hammy.
Oh, that was when I was in theater, that was my jam. I played the extreme supporting role.
Sure, yeah. Well, it's easier to pull somebody back, or in this case, not.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know that I think Meryl Streep had a little bit of trouble making the film because it was so focused on special effects. She had a lot of trouble with, someone had to stand exactly on their mark every single time, otherwise they wouldn't exactly line up. And so I know she had a lot of trouble with it.
I will say, yeah, her special effects did not line up as well as Goldie's.
No.
I'll agree.
That's actually, I will say, the scenes with her, with the great Meryl Streep, did not line up. Those are the scenes where the special effects didn't quite hold up. And and again, I feel like if she were to be in it now, she's adjusted because she's been in plenty of stuff special effects now.
Yeah.
So good for her that it didn't turn her off of it. It was just she was getting her sea legs.
No, but I get it. It's hard. I recently, I have something coming out, and there was very, very long takes. So you had to get every line right, the timing of it, the movement. It's extremely hard. I mean, we'd have to do something 20 times to get 4 or 5 lines out. Yeah, and we were locked in a hot car all day with the windows rolled up.
Sequel to Birdman. The secret sequel to Birdman.
I can't tell you. You'll find out in a couple weeks. But I get it. It's really hard to do that kind of stuff over and over again and stay in character and not just have a meltdown.
Yeah, especially when you're this is when it was when they were getting into special effects and it did do a decent amount of practical effects too. Again, I feel like this movie is prime for a reboot, with technology and with the obsession with aging. I feel like the Kardashians would probably
there we go.
We're getting ahead of ourselves, but at the grand gala at the end, I feel like all the Kardashians would be there.
Sure, absolutely.
And Kris Jenner would be like, see, we have a sense of humor about ourselves.
Kris Jenner would be the one with the potion.
Oh my God. And don't I look like I could be their sister?
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Now, I have to ask something because I started to watch this film, then I had internet trouble, so I had to kind of restart. So I watched the opening 3 minutes of this film twice. And can you explain to me why everybody is leaving the play?
Because it's so bad.
Yeah.
It sucks.
There's a little bit of ADR or something before they go into the interior about how shitty the play is.
Well, and again, I love how Meryl Streep leans into the fact that she's not a great singer.
Yeah. Oh, for
she's
sure.
still better than Russell Crowe, but
yeah.
At this point in the movie, she's playing an aging 30-year-old actress that is washed up and no one's interested in, right? I mean, that's kind of where she's at.
Her up for this, right?
I got the whole Like, you know, she's kind of washed up. No one really like, you know, definitely getting a bit too old, not quite pretty enough. But to be perfectly honest, watching the play, the musical, the one musical number that we see, which I guess is the final musical number, given how the audience seemed to react, I don't understand why everyone was leaving. It wasn't that bad, especially.
Well, I know.
Well, this is a universe where it's super campy, you know.
Yeah, back then, like before I guess it was considered more acceptable to leave a Broadway show. I don't know. That was before like Hamilton tickets were, you know, your first, your firstborn's first year of college tuition. But I don't know. Like, and I think this was also before it was considered like a admirable risk or a like admirable use of your time to like usually like I think back then it was often like Broadway then movies, and it was considered a step down to go back to Broadway. Like either you stayed on the stage.
Yeah, you were a Broadway actor or you were a film.
Now it's considered like an
honor,
really prestigious use of your time, like or like a test to see how good of an actor you are to go to Broadway or go back to Broadway. And I think this was like honestly, I think this would have been more effective if it was in Vegas.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know, what don't you think an adaptation of this movie as a play would be wonderful? Like I would totally.
I brought that up. I think I want to see a musical of this movie.
It would be great.
Yes.
Oh my
God. Perfect. I would watch this. The special effects, the lighting, it'd be so fun. You have a pit orchestra with that background music.
It would win all the Tonys.
Yeah,
like
maybe
a song about ocean and like what it. Oh my God, it'd be so good.
I think if you got Trey Parker and Matt Stone to work together with the people that made Wicked, and then they make the remake.
Yes.
Like get Tina Fey on board. Like, I'm sorry, Tina, I love you, but we're over Mean Girls. Like the whole that was a very specific moment in time. I really don't think it's gonna go over well because that Mean Girls was such quintessential mid-aughts.
Yeah. No, definitely a time capsule. Like,
but I feel like she's done such great commentary on aging in both 30 Rock and Kimmy Schmidt that I think she would do a great job writing this.
Yeah, I could see that for sure.
Now, I had a bit of an idea because obviously I know you guys all enjoyed the film, so I've actually looked up an IMDb review, which is a 1-star review, and I kind of want to hear the response.
All right,
read it.
So I have a choice of 3 right here. Do you want the one that just says "just horrible," the one that says "ugly little annoying story," or the one that says "a complete waste of anyone's time"?
Ugly little annoying story, because that sounds like a neckbeard.
Ugly, yep.
Alright, so this is by Mike Miranda, and it says, I had high hopes for this movie, but if you've seen the trailer, you've seen the best parts. I loved the special effects and hated everything else. Special effects alone are not enough. It might have worked better for me if it had been a silent movie. I found the characters one-dimensional and very annoying. It would have been great to see a character with at least one redeeming quality. Weak, vain, petty, and stupid is how I would describe them. Basically, I would have been happy to see all of them die. I guess the actors did what they could for this dud. I'm very fond of Goldie Hawn, but she couldn't begin to save this film. 0 stars for this one. I'd give it a -star if that were possible.
He was not paying attention.
He's missing the whole point of the movie.
They're supposed to be awful.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be horrible people.
Exactly.
Do you think that everyone watching is like, love them? I'm just like them. They're great.
It's like,
although,
except for the Kardashians are like ideas.
Guys, I related a little bit too much to Goldie in this story.
Oh, I know her.
Do you
anger.
eat frosting out of a can as well?
Oh, seriously, like
I do with my hands. Yeah.
Yeah. I.
But just a 2-finger scoop.
Oh, guilty.
Yeah.
Guilty.
That scene where she's just the frosting, the cats everywhere.
I was like, I never saw frosting the same way again after I saw that.
I saw apparently Siskel and Ebert both gave the film the thumb down as well, and they said the film has great special effect but lacked any real substance or character depth. And I thought, isn't that the point?
Exactly.
They're very shallow, vain people.
Exactly. How beauty is only skin deep can lead to you literally like falling apart at the seams.
Yeah.
Again, they're missing the entire point of this movie.
Yeah.
Like, I think this movie's amazing.
And I mean, sorry, no characters with any redeeming qualities. I mean, to jump way to the end there, Bruce Willis does have a little bit of moral center at the end of the movie.
Hey, he does, but he doesn't. Like, he's like ambiguous.
Mm-hmm.
He's
just worried about getting bored, but it's like, who am I going to hang out with?
Like,
These
he's
two?
got gotta say, but it's like so like it's like the only thing he has left is to be suddenly like more suddenly righteous. Like that's the only thing he has left.
Yeah, fair point. So, Paul, can you just give us a little overview? Like, what were your opinions on the movie? Did you like it? Did you not like it? What did you like or not?
Well, as I was watching it, I was getting it. I was sort of enjoying the darkness to it, as you might expect. Although I kind of felt like they could have gone darker at times. Like I was sort of like, oh, that was cool, but like maybe if they'd done this, I'd like it more. I think I would say that I enjoyed the film, but I think it could have been better. Like as sort of an overall thing for myself. Like I don't have any issues with the film, really. Like I just found myself thinking, oh, that was funny, but could it have been funnier for some of the stuff? But maybe that's just because, growing up in England, and obviously I was more exposed to English comedy, which is very dry and can go very dark. So this was almost like the version of that, but for a general audience, which obviously is what the film was. But I don't know if it's just personal preference or if it was a culture thing.
Well, but you have to also keep in mind this movie was made 25 years ago.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I totally agree, Paul. This movie could definitely go a little bit darker. I mean, it's hard because they don't really want to cross over into the horror genre. So it has to straddle a line.
Yeah, well, no, but horror comedies weren't a thing back then. This is before like the rise of like Edgar Wright and stuff like that.
I would put this on the same line as, say, A Fish Called Wanda.
Yeah, which came out around the same time.
Yeah, I would say I enjoyed A Fish Called Wanda more than I enjoyed this. But that's not to say I didn't enjoy this.
Yeah, John Cleese, Michael Palin, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I feel like how do you feel like it holds up for a movie that was made 25 years ago?
I would say it definitely holds up quite well. I mean, the entire thing of someone wanting to remain young and beautiful forever, that's, no pun intended, that's not going to get old. That is that's something.
But I feel like it almost like it's probably received better now than it even was when it was released. Yeah. Because again, that was something people did not speak of that back then.
Yeah, now people brag about their plastic surgery.
Or like it's fun to gossip about it. Like people openly gossip even about it. So
and I think the first kind of stepping on this idea that I've seen, thinking back, is actually there's an episode of The Twilight Zone where there's an old actress who just becomes obsessed with how she used to look and just watching her old films again and again and again. And at the end of the episode, she ends up going back and actually being in the film, being the way she was back then. And that's her happy ending. And this is almost a subversion of that. So.
Well, I actually did. When I rewatched this, I thought about this could be like an excellent episode of Black Mirror. Because, all right, sure. Can we talk about like the rules of this universe?
Oh my God, the sometimes rules, sometimes not. What are the rules? Yeah.
Like if you
that's all we kept asking. What are the rules? We have questions.
Can you just not heal? Like you can just not heal if you die? Like
no, you're dead. Done.
Like, but
your body lives
I mean, like, what if you get a bruise? Does it not heal?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Is it just if you die? And and why? I'm sorry,
this
but
is the shittiest everlasting life ever.
Well, but I mean, I guess that's kind of the point. Yeah. But it's like, would you like to live the rest of your would you like to have immortality? Like, but the catch is you're gonna be you're super paranoid.
Yeah, you're walking on pins and needles. You're in a Final Destination movie.
You're basically you need to be like the boy in the bubble.
Yeah, but the whole every wish has an ironic twist, and that's kind of how this goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I felt that the rule kind of was you took the potion, which meant that you were immortal, but she says take care of yourself. So I think if you do something that would result in you dying, then
now a warning.
I did like that line.
It's a cautionary tale, that be careful what you wish for, and you don't actually want to live forever, except
right.
I just don't want this version.
Also, did you see like Zemeckis dropped in an Easter egg and callback in this movie when Goldie Hawn said when she took the potion was October 26, 1985.
Yeah, Paul should know that date.
Yes. I was not listening very hard at that point. It must have been then.
Well, I've
No,
seen this movie
I
so
would
many
have got
times,
that.
like you pick up like extra stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the callback to Back to the Future, which Zemeckis also directed.
Yeah. Yeah,
Well, I'd be interested. Did you catch references to any other famous films in this? Or perhaps personal favorites of yours?
I think I was too focused on just watching it for the first time and kind of taking notes here and there, so maybe I wasn't focusing as much on it as I should have in respect to that, because it was kind of right, I have this amount of time to watch it and then I've got to mow the lawn. Like, I really had to cram this in, so...
Well, okay, real talk, until I rewatched it for this podcast, I did not realize that Fabio was actually in the movie.
I would not have known.
Yeah, I made like
that
Fabio
was him.
reference. Like, yep.
I mean, I just thought they were just generic beefy dudes. I didn't realize that one of them was actually Fabio.
So this is kind of messed up, but I watched this movie and then like the last 15 minutes I had to go, so I couldn't finish it. And I have a new boyfriend, and I made him watch just the last 15 minutes with me. And those beefy dudes came on, and he's like, "What is happening?" Like, he was so confused.
I know. It's like oily bull hunks.
I was like, "They're just random hot guys. They're in a castle."
I'm like, come on,
they're castle hot guys. Come on.
I mean, I'm sorry.
If you had a castle, you'd
they're
understand.
Quintessential like early '90s beefcake.
Yeah, with the chest hair and like the onesie like wrestler outfit.
Yeah, and the rejected American Gladiator wardrobe.
Yeah, that's a good look. Men in
It's good
spandex.
to know that they found work after American Gladiator.
Yeah, we're all rooting for Nitro. Thanks, Nitro.
I feel like they should have reached out to the guy who played Rocky in Rocky Horror Picture Show to...
Oh, yeah.
God, I thought you meant Sylvester Stallone for a second.
Or like, remember when like Vincent D'Onofrio had his beefcake days? Like Adventures in Babysitting.
Don't you tease me. You guys have to see Vincent D'Onofrio's Twitter, because he's tweet back at every single person that tweets at him.
Okay, everybody follow Vincent D'Onofrio on Twitter, because it's
awesome. A riot. He tweets, and if someone will be like, "I really like lasagna," and he'll write back like, "Me too."
So he has nothing going on.
Like, Vincent D'Onofrio is like,
and sometimes
Nicholas Cage would not be scared to hang out with.
Yeah, and like someone will be like, say something really offensive to him, and he'll be like, "That's inappropriate." Like, he expects everybody.
Yeah,
like grandpa. It's great.
He's great.
Watch your language.
He's like your woke grandpa.
He is. I would also recommend Val Kilmer, because he takes a lot of really like old man selfies that are phenomenal.
Oh my god!
Have you heard about how like he lived with Will Forte for a while? And he was like and Will Forte was like, "Well, eventually I had to kick him out." What? I'm not joking.
Val Kilmer can move in with me anytime.
Oh my god.
Iceman.
Yeah.
The Iceman cometh to Sarah's apartment.
Sure. Whatever. Him and Vincent D'Onofrio. Bring some cookies. I'll get the milk. We'll watch the last 15 minutes of Death Becomes Her Together. Do you know how hard it is to explain to somebody?
I'm sorry, this is going
I need to watch the last 15 minutes of this movie. Sorry.
Oh my god. Yeah. So how did we get here? Okay.
I'm not sure.
Paul. No, I was trying to point out, and I was very impressed with myself, because I'm not an eagle-eyed viewer. But was it Ernest's desk that it was sitting on, like the brain?
Oh, right. I took a screenshot of it. Okay. I will send this to you guys. There's a young
Frankenstein reference. That's what I was kind of alluding to.
I took a screenshot of it.
Is it Hans Delbruck or abnormal?
The brain is labeled
abnormal.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Abby Normal.
I'm pretty sure that was the name.
And this is not the only young Frankenstein reference in the movie. There's Ernest yells, "It's a miracle," as a lightning strike hits.
Yeah.
And then Helen says, "It's alive," which I guess is a generic line, but I'm throwing it in there as well. So
yeah.
How much do you guys love like the sequence when they dream about killing Madeline?
Oh god.
Oh, 10 out of 10.
That was a great sequence, although my favorite bit in the entire film comes after that. Well, two of my favorite bits actually. After he thinks he's killed her and he's on the phone, it's like, "I did it, she's dead," and she just says, "We went over it 3 times." Like, how did you not get this? Like, for some reason, I found that really funny.
Yeah.
The idea that we went over it once, but
Yeah.
they went over it 3 times. Like, this is how it is.
I just love that she's like, God damn it, you can't do anything right. Like she asked him to go buy ice cream and he got vanilla instead of chocolate.
And then the point in the film when I fully began to realize, oh, I see what they're doing, is when she's at the top of the stairs and it takes her, she's there for a minute, just windmilling.
No, she does a smooth criminal thing. She's like, Maddie, are you okay? Say, Maddie,
Are you okay, Maddie?
Maddie, are you okay?
And she's
She
just
does
on
the
there
Michael
like,
Jackson lean.
oh no. Basically, it's that for a minute, and then when she pushed down the stairs, it takes her, 35 seconds to hit the bottom of the stairs. It's like, okay, yes, they're actually leaning into this now. I get it.
They're literally leaning back into it and
Leaning
breaking the neck.
Yeah. So I enjoyed that aspect of it, which, as you say, the campness of it, it really added to the film
And
rather than taking away.
Actually, that like speculated death scene was like almost kind of like a drunk history of like plants.
Oh my god, yeah.
Like the way people were mouthing.
Yeah, they
along
had the
to it.
dialogue. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Record
great.
it. Yeah.
Like Derek Waters got like high and watched this movie and was like, I should do that with drunk people.
Oh, that'd be fantastic. Yes. I need Kyle Kinane to throw up in the trash can next to me. Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Sorry, this movie is just, again, guys, like if we can't, like, essentially we're just saying this movie is a really fun thing to watch.
If you want to turn your brain off, which I don't know who doesn't want to in these
Your
times,
abnormal brain off.
Yeah, like this will do it for a good hour 40. What is it? I think it's around that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then, again, it's like ironically the message ages better with time.
Yeah. Now, going back to the rules, I do believe that it is like you will stay young and all, and you'll be fine unless you do something that would end up killing you. At which point, like your body is dead, but you're still alive, because obviously everyone else in that room at the end seems to be holding up just fine. And like it's only
like how has
any issues.
Elvis been this careful?
Yeah, exactly. Like he can't even go on the toilet.
Elvis was not
without
exactly
dying,
careful in his normal life. So how is he doing eternal life?
I mean, but also like, don't you think that they should like offer like for a fee a service to help you fake your own death?
They probably do.
Whoa.
Yeah, it should be.
Seriously, if they give you the potion saying you're gonna have to like disappear or fake your own death.
Yeah, like you can hang around for like
shouldn't
10 years,
they
then you
offer,
got to
like,
get the hell out of
And
here.
I'm sorry, that's just good, like an umbrella corporation for all these services.
Yeah.
You're such an entrepreneur, Colleen.
I know. I'm an
I'm like-
entrepreneur for the immortal.
Yeah, and I want to know, like, where is the potion kept? What is the origin of the
where's
potion?
the
Does she have a
What's our
box?
batches?
Like, she has to do the box presentation every time? I don't know.
And plus, like, if she says she's 70-something years old, if Greta Garbo got the potion,
she's not the first lethal.
She's not the first
She's
lethal.
Dread Pirate Roberts.
Yeah, who was lethal before her?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm like way too into the mythology of this movie.
Maybe it was Fabio.
Yeah, but the thing is, like,
Keanu. It's Keanu Reeves, let's be honest.
Oh my
It
god,
is,
it
it
should. Oh my
definitely
god,
is.
He's
Keanu.
taking the potion.
Recasting
Oh my
Keanu as lethal.
Keanu
In the
was
remake.
lethal.
Thank you, Sarah.
Yeah, he's like, I'm 50 years old because he is in real life. And everyone would be like, what? You're like 25.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I'm 50 years old. I know kung fu.
And I think if you were to remake it, you should have like the one person that they've been trying to get forever, and they just won't do it. Maybe like Tom Hanks. He's just like, no, I'm good.
Oh my
They're
god,
just
that
always
would
going
be
for
me.
him.
That would be me.
That
would be good.
David S. Pumpkins.
Yeah. Any question?
Any question?
You take the potion. Any questions? Or Lorne Michaels. They get Lorne they try to get Lorne Michaels to take a potion just because we can't deal without SNL. I do think that, but like, I'm sorry, like this movie has aged supremely well, and I think it is.
I
time
was
for a
so
reboot.
happy with it. Yeah.
I think the best part of the special effects is Goldie Hawn has the circle, the shotgun circle in her torso. And then at the end, they get into a fight, and Meryl throws that the end of the shovel like a spear just straight through her hole, and then goes, yes, oh no.
I
And then
love
she
that
goes-
moment. Yes,
And then she goes to sit down effortlessly, and it just scoops right through her torso when she sits down on the chair. That is the best. That is so clever, the way they did that sequence.
Yeah, the physicality with the special effects.
And
Most of this was not stunt people. They did it themselves, and that can't be undersold. Like, this is great.
And the cinematography also is we need to talk about, because did anyone notice the mirror or reflection motif that ran?
Yeah.
Mirrors are used constantly in this, and I don't know if it's being overhanded with look yourself in the mirror or vanity or things along those lines. But and it was shot really well. That first shot with Ernest talking to Hell, and you just see him in the mirror, and she's worried he's gonna leave her.
Oh, and the blood, like when she's so angry, the blood comes. That was one thing that stayed with me
out of her hands.
When she ringed her handkerchief so hard that blood came out of her palms. I always remembered that.
Yeah, and going back to the mirror as well. The scene when Meryl Streep's character is waking up, and it's 7 years after, and the first 40 seconds of that shot, it turns out you're watching the mirror of it, and it's only when they start to zoom out that you realize what it is. And I think that was the best shot of the film, just how
absolutely.
that was done.
Also, that's how I sleep at night, is with that mask and all wrapped up.
Yeah, and then you have your person how that's how Patricia wakes up every morning.
Oh my God!
Oh, from Southern Charm.
Yeah. It's not Thursday, ma'am. No, I think I need to hear it every day now.
That's my greatest dream, is to be wealthy enough to hire someone to tell me that I look younger every day.
Thank you.
Rather than a yes man, you've got a younger man. Oh, you're so young.
Yes.
Yeah, how many pills did she have to take to fall asleep though with that kind of contraption on her?
Oh yeah, she's got so much Xanax in her bloodstream, it's phenomenal.
Oh my God.
Yeah, well, she probably hadn't even actually fallen asleep. She was just sitting there the whole time. It's like, am I prettier now? How about now? Am I pretty?
Also, can we talk about how elaborate that funeral home was at Forest Lawn Cemetery?
Oh yeah.
So Ernest was a brilliant plastic surgeon, and he becomes so much of a depressed alcoholic. He ends up becoming a mortician, basically. Because that's what happens when you get depressed, I guess, and lose your license because you're an alcoholic.
Well, I think it was supposed to be...
look into being a mortician.
But you see it a few times in the film. His hands are shaking because of his alcoholism, so he can't be the plastic surgeon anymore.
I thought it was the DTs, though. I didn't think it was anything.
Yeah, it was just
the
his daily Bloody Mary, yeah.
Oh, yeah, how how can you even... I don't even care if you're a mortician. And the thing is, he's, considered the best in the business, and he wakes up, passed out on the floor of his study, and is like, give me a Bloody Mary, more vodka, and then goes and is still an amazing mortician. That takes work.
It's like rock stars that are just blitzed out of their mind and then get on stage and perform great and then just bleh.
Yeah.
He's the rock stars of making people beautiful.
Do you think he went to rehab after he got done with Madeline and Helen?
Maybe he was just scared sober, huh?
Yeah. Oh my God. So do we need to stage A Death Becomes Her for people? That's the new rehab. We just stage A Death Becomes Her.
I have a feeling that's not going to work.
Hey, it'll work or it won't. But yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah,
but
I was thinking.
Can we also talk about? We need to talk more about Bruce Willis and
please, yeah.
He what happened, Bruce? What happened?
Hey,
Bruce
what
Willis?
happened?
You were amazing in this movie.
Who cast him? Because I would never pick him for this role, right?
Right?
If we can go back to a Fish Called Wanda reference, he replaced Kevin Kline in this.
Really?
Yeah.
Kevin Kline would have been amazing as well.
Kevin Kline would be great. I would even say a Rick Moranis.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he's good. He might have almost been too obvious.
A bit too.
He's almost too nerdy to be believable. I think with
a bit too.
He's a bit too nebbish. We need somebody who's I don't know. That's why I feel like John Hamm is capable.
Oh my God! Rewatch it movie with John Hamm delivering the line. Yeah, it's
he's capable of disappearing into. You know who also might be able to pull this off? Although I'm kind of on the fence about him right now is Matt Damon.
Oh, totally.
Man.
I think he could do it.
Yeah.
Matt
Yeah,
Damon.
I think he could do it.
I love him as an actor. I think he can
It
do anything.
would be a return to form for him doing more, because he went through like a character actor phase, and it was good.
He's known for just doing like weird stuff sometimes as well. For instance, his cameo in Euro Trip.
Yeah. But like, tell us, Mr. Ripley, like he can disappear into roles, like if he really tries.
Oh yeah.
Although, is he going to be like stuck on you? In this part?
Oh my god! Or,
Like it could go one of two ways.
He was Matt Damon stuck on Greg Kinnear. Like that was. I mean, that's it. Cher acted more than the other two combined in that movie.
Yeah.
Although no, I'll take that back. Greg Kinnear was not that bad, but
Free
Like-
plug, go check out their SRC episode of Stuck on You.
yeah.
Good time.
Yeah, I could see maybe a older version of Will from Good Will Hunting marrying into this. Like, rather than being a successful surgeon, he's just a brilliant mathematician or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I could see him being like angry and resentful, like depressed, like silently depressed, and then like he gets like Jason Bourne woke and is like suddenly angry and like self-righteous. Like, so yeah, maybe Matt Damon. Like, actually, he and John Hamm are the same age.
Really?
Real?
Yes, for
I could
realsies.
really
Actually,
see John Hamm though.
yeah. So I think like it.
Yeah, with that mustache and the giant glasses.
Yeah, it needs to be
please.
somebody you wouldn't expect.
Brad Pitt?
No.
Yeah, I think he could do it. I hate to say this,
I
but
think
I
I've
feel like
seen that
Tom
from him
Cruise could do it. But I'm so over him. But I think he could do it.
No.
Like he was so good in Tropic Thunder.
I know, but like that was
Well-
when Katie still talked him into doing like roles that weren't Scientology.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
It would have to be Miles Fisher being Tom Cruise. Then.
I know. Well, yeah. I mean, I guess you know what? He would only approve it if there was like a running scene. No, like Tom Cruise as that character would take the potion in the end.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Maybe
He's like, can I have
Yeah, true.
more? Can I-
Please, may I have some?
they could have him run to the phone after.
Yeah.
That's the killing edge. The Tom
Yeah.
Cruise run. The phone, for some reason, there's a slippery floor. Just takes him a little while to get to it.
Yeah, he insists on like that scene where Ernest is like trying to get away from the oily bohunks. He would insist on it being like a whole thing, like where he like a whole action sequence, and we saw how it
Yeah.
worked the Mummy.
Yeah, like something would have to explode
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Forget it.
Well,
So
it worked for him in Collateral, but yes, at no other time, I think. So,
and actually, I thought about Colin Farrell.
Yes. Yep. That would be
Yeah.
good. What about the women? Who would play? So I guess we kind of talked about this. Kate
Again, I
McKinnon
think Julianne
could make a
Moore.
cameo. Jillian Moore. Yeah.
Kate Blanchett.
She's so gorgeous. Kate
Yeah, and
Blanchett.
Kate, yes.
Yeah, they're.
You know what? Done.
Done, yeah.
Mhm.
See, I feel like this movie is at the right time. It needs
Well,
to be.
what about Kate Hudson? Whoa. Too young? Too soon?
That's
Too
too
soon?
precious. That's too precious.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I like she like again. There's a lot of people who I go, oh, in 10 years it would be perfect. She would be good in 10 years.
Okay.
We need to have people because actually, Meryl Streep. I looked up the ages. Meryl Streep and Goldie Hawn were actually playing older at the time.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Well, then it's easier to like age them up with makeup
Yeah.
than age them
Effect
down.
flow.
Yeah,
So
I
it
feel
makes
like
sense.
considering how like in demand older actresses are now, I feel like people would be pissed off if they did
Yeah.
younger actresses play older
Mhm.
instead of like
Yeah.
people who are ageless, like and beautiful, like Julianne
Mhm.
Moore and Kate
Oh.
Blanchett.
Oh,
Like
for
Maybe
sure.
Nicole Kidman or.
Nicole
yes.
Kidman was amazing.
Perfect.
Thank you, Brian, for the win.
Thank you.
You win. Done.
Yeah,
Drop the mic.
So I think Julianne Moore and Nicole Kidman.
yeah, and I was
Yeah,
actually
she's 50 right
thinking
now.
for Liesel, like I know that obviously the joke is to have a guy doing it, but do you think Angelina Jolie would be a good?
She would be a good Liesel. I don't know if she'd do it, but she
Yeah.
would be a good Liesel.
She would be great.
Good
She
for-
would, because she can do that slinky, sexy,
Yeah.
dangerous thing.
For some reason, I have in my head that Angelina Jolie is like the new Angelica Houston type.
Actually,
feel.
I've got a better idea.
Ah.
Maybe not better. I've got a different idea. You know how they had that doctor who's like the mysterious doctor who turns around and ends up at the ball afterwards? She could play the doctor.
Yeah.
Because it's obvious afterwards that the doctor has taken the potion as well.
Well,
I'm sorry, Mr. Chagall. I'm sorry. Like the Dr. Chagall or whatever his name is, who looks like he looks like a rejected Die Hard villain.
Oh, you mean the spa owner?
The what?
Isn't he the owner of the spa?
Yeah. So, like, to have Angelina Jolie cameo, like, where she turns around, like, in the chair and it's her.
Yeah, that would be a great cameo. Yeah, I don't know if I want her in a big part.
Yeah.
But
I do think some of the gender reversal would be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, and the thing is, like, because men are just as obsessed as women these days with not aging.
Yeah, but I would hate to take such a great part away from women. Like, we don't need 2 female dudes in a comedy. We got plenty of those.
That's true too. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, like, but just to play the Isabella Rossellini role, it'd be like, oh, and it'd be so perfect as a commentary. Like, the one who's obsessed with keeping people young is a man.
And I thought it worked well for Ghostbusters 2016.
To have the villain.
Yeah.
No, for the Janine role.
Oh, yeah.
Well, why not have Chris Hemsworth do it then?
Oh, yeah, Chris Hemsworth. Speaking of which.
Done.
Now you're in.
One of the Chris's in the lethal role.
Yeah, he's
He
just
can do whatever he wants.
Just wearing a loincloth.
Actually, I did think about this last night. Channing Tatum.
Yes.
Would be great.
Well, I don't know though. Can he have the intensity needed?
Yes, because
Have you seen his lip
What about
sync battle?
Keanu?
I do think
Yeah, that's
Keanu
true.
would be great.
Keanu would be
I
amazing.
really want to see
Yeah.
Keanu get back into comedy.
Yeah.
Intentionally get back into
Yeah.
comedy.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Keanu's very picky about the movie.
Shout out to Bill and Ted 3, please.
Oh my
please,
God.
please.
I'm still looking forward to that.
It's gonna happen, man. Alex Winter. I remember Alex Winter liked some of my tweets, and I was like, I'm dying.
Oh my God, you've made it. You've made it.
Oh,
Yeah.
You're ready to retire. You've made it.
yeah. Bill S. Preston, Esquire.
Oh my God, we are all over.
All the
this, and
rails.
I love
Off
it.
the rails.
I knew this would happen with this movie, but it's great.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
What does anyone
Sorry,
else
not
want
sorry.
to talk about this?
I honestly don't know.
Well, hey, I think recasting the Dakota role, I feel like that should be Zac Efron.
Dakota. Oh yeah, for that little scene. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
That'd
that's all
be
we need to see is, like, that's it.
Hey, I actually thought he was great in Baywatch, but he can really his range is this one character.
Yeah, the thing is, I feel like Zac Efron is unfairly maligned. Like, he actually can do some comedy well.
He's hilarious. I think he's very funny. Yeah.
I think people are still
Was it
way
her-
too hung up
name?
on his old roles. So yeah.
Here's the thing, like with acting, is some people are that Meryl Streep and have that range and can do anything and are geniuses, and some people play themselves really well, and that's it. Like, and that's why you cast them, and
If it ain't
is
broke,
to
don't
play
fix
just that
it.
one character.
Yeah.
And so I don't think that like Zac Efron has a range like someone like Meryl Streep, although he's very young. Who knows? He could grow as an actor, but like he can play this kind of douchey, fratty guy and be very funny, and I think that's great. He's found his niche, and you know, as he grows older, I'm sure he'll expand his horizons. But whatever, like not every actor has to be this Oscar genius winner. I don't know.
Well,
There we go.
and that's the thing, like, between, like, if you look at Goldie Hawn and Meryl Streep has a range. Like, Goldie Hawn has a comedic range.
Yeah.
But she knows she stays in her lane, and she does it well.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, has anybody seen the movie She-Devil with Meryl?
Oh,
Streep?
oh my God.
No.
Yes.
I have not. Sorry.
Yes.
Okay,
that's
an
an-
She-Devil is
Another
a
one.
lot like this one.
Okay. Sarah and I might need to do, like, a vintage movie, like, podcast.
Sounds like you
Yeah,
should.
me too.
Oh yeah, 3 years before.
Yeah.
But yeah, did you guys know that Goldie's actually older than Meryl?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
She is so fucking gorgeous in this movie. Like, as a child, I was like, that's what
Oh
I
my
want to
God.
look like.
Yeah, like,
10 out of 10. That's me in the
see?
future. Thank you.
Well, Goldie, I love how, I don't know what they did. I feel like they did something to her eyes in this movie to make her look like glassy-eyed and manic.
Yeah, it was
Yes.
much more than.
Like,
Yeah.
when she was, like, pre-potion Madeline, her, like, quiet, like, fury was
Yeah.
epic in this
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah. Her acting in this is phenomenal. She changes
She acted
from
the hell out of
the bookish nerd.
I'm sorry, she out-acted Meryl in this movie.
Whoa.
Ooh,
Oh,
yeah, those
yeah,
are.
the
cops
those
are gonna
my
arrest
turn.
you.
Shovel fight.
Colleen, the cops are going to arrest you. I actually agree with you. But I think it might be illegal what we're saying.
Oh, see? Oh, I'm the one who had the courage
Yeah, her character has a really big arc in it.
So
she has to play the bookish nerd, and then the fat, sad, evil loser, and then she has to go to the glamazon, manipulative siren. So it's three very distinct roles, and she really parcels them out. And that is how I intend to live my life, as these three parts.
When do you get into the crazy cat lady phase?
And Meryl is
real soon.
Real soon.
If Ivanka Trump and Melania Trump became a hybrid and became one monster, it would be Meryl Streep's character in this movie.
Yes, yes.
Because I'm sorry, but you've seen how the potion works, you've seen what it does to you, and it took you until you saw the pin on Goldie Hawn's dress to realize, even after she came back to life, that she took the same potion I did.
No, it's just normal.
I also love the way the women make up and become friends. I actually really like that.
Vanity above all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I highly recommend you guys seeing She-Devil, because Meryl Streep plays basically the same character, and it's similar in the sense that the movie's ridiculously over the top, and she plays like a man-stealer, except instead of Goldie Hawn, it's Roseanne Barr.
Roseanne.
Yeah.
Oh my
with
God.
a mole and a perm.
Yes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's so
an amazing character actor.
We should do. We should do a She-Devil.
Oh, all right. Well,
a lot of people hate that movie, and I'm not.
Yeah.
Yes.
Write that down.
Well, and I still want to do something on some platform about the movie Big Business.
Yes, and Kealeen introduced me
Wait,
to that.
Sarah, I'm not hearing anything. Have you not seen that movie?
I don't think I've seen this. What is
I
it?
haven't seen it either.
Sarah, your life is about to change forever.
Whoa! This has all my favorite people in it. It's Bette Midler and Lily Tomlin.
And
God.
they play twins switched at birth.
What?
Double roll for each
seen
of
this?
them. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It is one of my favorite
Blackout.
movies of the time. You're gonna have a bliss blackout with this.
I was so overwhelmed and thrilled with it.
Yeah, I texted him. I was
yeah.
like, "Hey, Brian, have you ever seen this movie?" He was like, "No." I was
Yeah.
like, "Well, watch it." And he was like, "My life changed forever."
Yeah.
Blackout. Those are my two favorite actors.
Oh, and they're complete with a few musical numbers, and it's all about staying at the Plaza Hotel.
I'm sorry, if you don't cast Bette in a movie and don't have a musical number, you should be arrested.
Yeah, she has she yodels in this movie.
Wow.
Yeah.
I have to see this. Okay, thank you for giving me
Yeah,
a reason to live. Thank you.
amazing shoulder pads and soundtrack.
This is like a prequel to Real Housewives.
I'm
Yes.
not sure I actually want to see this one based entirely on the poster for it. Doesn't seem like my thing.
This is another one where the effects are actually really good.
Yeah, that's one thing I always worry about in films like this.
No, because they both have to play two different characters, and they both do an excellent job of playing two completely different people.
Yeah, it's
so good. It's so good.
All right, we've officially gone off the rails. I love it.
Yeah, the blocking and just the way the scenes are shot. Yeah, it's so good the way they work.
But it's also it speaks to the talents of both Lily Tomlin and Bette Midler that they can play such completely different characters.
Mm-hmm.
They're literally dressed the same and playing such completely different characters. So yes, please.
Well, in a very rough attempt at trying to bring this back to the film.
This podcast, this just turned into a vintage movie love fest. I apologize.
Yeah, so far we've recast the film and talked about other movies.
So I put out the word on Twitter to try and get other people to say what they thought about the film. I got 3 responses from Beyond the Box Set at Beyond the Box Set. They said, "Oh God, where to start?" And then they didn't say anything else.
Apparently nowhere.
They couldn't figure it out. I did reply saying the beginning is generally a good place, but we didn't get anything past that. B-Rob, it's B-Rob, or as I said, I would end up calling him some random drunk at a bar. He said that he remembers hearing, he watched something either on HBO or something along those lines about an alternate ending to the film, which was basically there on a hill, quite some time after, and they're just talking oh, what do you want to do now? Do you want to go to Paris? No, I've been there. Do you want to go somewhere else? No, I've done that. And then you see that they're on a hill, I guess, watching Bruce Willis's character with another woman, they're about to die, and like they both reach for each other and they die in each other's arms. Like it's another version of, oh, isn't it better to die with someone else than live forever with someone you don't like. So he didn't actually say anything about the film itself. He just said that.
I will say it is kind of screwed up that this whole the whole plot revolves around trying to get Bruce Willis back.
Yeah, pretty much. And then one good thing, or at OGT Pod, they said, God, I haven't seen that movie in years, but I remember it being big and funny, and the special effects really blew me away. Also, remember when Willis used to act?
Right?
Yes.
This is exactly what this is. Okay.
Thank you.
Hey, he summed up podcast much better than I did. Like, I'm sorry, guys. They're like, stop having that Lady Alec Baldwin back. But and also again with the why aren't they skeletons by then? If their flesh has become necrotic.
Yeah, I still have so many issues with
at the end.
Questions.
So at the very end, they go to the funeral. Their ex-fiance / ex-husband had remarried and started his life over again, and they went to his funeral. And you see that they're basically hobbling on barely functional body parts, and yet their flesh is still functional enough to be hanging onto their bones. That does not make sense.
And why are they gray underneath? I don't quite understand.
Yeah, did you also notice how they turn gray in 24 hours?
Yeah, they're not a car underneath. It's not like the Blair primer. I didn't get it.
I don't know. I haven't been around enough dead bodies to be able to confirm what happens after
Well,
that.
get it together, would you?
Hey, we're going to need you to be around some dead bodies podcast.
I mean, are you committed to this or not?
Have you done an internship at a funeral home? If not, you're not qualified to talk about this movie.
I was going to say, I haven't started my apprenticeship yet, so
yeah.
Still waiting to hear.
But I mean, again, don't you think that was the whole thing with after they died? By the way, I'm sorry to circle back. Don't you think it was kind of messed up that once Meryl Streep saw Goldie Hawn at her house talking to her husband, who she didn't even want anymore, she just straight up walked up to her and blew her away.
Yeah, stone cold murder.
Stone cold murder her.
Yeah.
Just.
And the name of that scene, Helen Has a Blast, which, I loved.
Yeah,
oh, yeah, that's right. If you buy it on iTunes, you can see what the scene names are. Rent it. Highly recommend it because the scene names are hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do think that was straight up revenge, though, because she overhears them talking about that they planned to kill her.
Kill her, yeah.
But I think that's what that was.
Yeah, I guess, but
But I mean, as Bruce Willis brings up, it is scene-stealing blow-up. If she goes to prison, what good is eternal life?
Yeah.
You're not escaping prison, no matter if you're living forever or not. So it was a pretty rash decision to just shotgun her.
Yeah, that just it made no sense. And also why in the middle? I don't know. That scene, I still have issues. It was made for a great special effect, but the logic, the motive, I need to know the motivation, and it doesn't make sense.
That's why we need a remake. We can get these answers. So.
Yeah,
and also they should have been skeletons.
Also,
if they were, I'm sorry, if their flesh
that needs to end every sentence.
If their flesh gray 24 hours later, they should have been skeletons 30 years later.
Yeah. Or at the very least, the They Live type thing where you're starting to see muscle.
Yeah, like The Walking Dead or something.
Yeah, just the lips eaten away, or
yeah. They are basically actually this is death become zombies become her or something. Mm-hmm. They're basically zombies.
Yeah, they're kind of as if the zombies in Dead Bodies could talk. That's kind of what they are.
If these zombies could talk.
Coming to HBO.
How the hell did we get here?
I don't know. That's the
I'm not surprised.
That's the beauty of this movie is that it kind of takes you everywhere.
It's just a delight. Yeah.
Well, that's why I love campy movies. It's that you can spin off in a million conversations about it. Ultimately, I'm sorry guys, we went off the rails, probably largely due to me.
I
but
think even
this
more
movie
so
is
than the French ride.
I know. I'm sorry. No, this movie is a very fun rewatch. or first watch. I don't know.
It holds up. Like, it's still fun to watch.
Paul,
you're not like rolling your eyes and falling asleep.
Yeah, Paul, how did you feel about watching it for the first time?
I'm glad I saw it. It's Meryl Streep doing something I haven't seen much of, mainly because I haven't seen She-Devil or anything like that. So I hadn't seen her do that.
Only other film.
Yeah, exactly.
She's not typically cast in a role as the sort of ditzy dame, because there's so many other actresses that can play that. Usually you'd reserve her for something a little more difficult.
She's almost kind of like if like Miss Piggy was a person.
Yeah.
Yes, accurate.
Musical number.
So true. So true.
And Bruce Willis was just fun to watch in this, just because I would say the closest to this I've seen him do before is The Fifth Element, and it's not even that close, but that's the closest.
Or like Bandit.
Bandits, yes, with Billy Bob. Oh yeah, that's a fun watch. Yeah,
with Kate Blanchett.
Kate Blanchett, yep.
Yeah, I enjoy seeing actors that I know doing things I haven't really seen them do, as well as I said, my first ever Goldie Hawn watch. So there we go.
If you had to pop your cherry, this is a good movie to pop it on. Your Han cherry. That's a good one to pop
I think so. Yeah, I'm glad we made this happen then, so you could get on the Goldie Hawn train. Yeah.
And Sarah, I'm so glad I found out that you've never seen Big Business.
Oh my God.
I feel like my life is about to change.
It is. It's going to change forever.
Not overselling it, but it is.
I have a low key goal to spread the gospel of Big Business to everybody I know.
Low key? That's not low key. You got a full on key goal.
I know.
Pretty obvious goal.
Well, hey, I worked it into the conversation.
Well, hey, I'm glad we got to Big Business.
Yeah, that's my goal.
I never thought we would get into Big Business.
To work in obscure late 80s, early 90s movies into every conversation.
I don't know. All you got to do is just wait till someone says the word big or business and go, hey, speaking of that.
My God, I'm like Tony Wonder from Arrested Development, who has to wait until somebody says Wonder to pop out of a closet or something. Okay, all right. Arrested. Ben Stiller Arrested Development joke. Sorry.
I missed it.
Sorry, that fell completely flat.
Don't worry, we'll get rid of
it.
It's hilarious if you actually watch the show, guys.
Yeah, that feels like most of the jokes I make. It's like, that's actually funny if you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, moving on.
That's my life.
Alright, do we have anything else to talk about with this film?
With the movie,
I think that covered it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it holds up. It's so the special effects, and what you said about Meryl Streep about not being comfortable doing the special effects, that makes total sense because her scenes are the ones that seem to be the most awkward in terms of merging the practical and special effects.
Yeah, and to be honest, when she had that kind of the neck had been twisted, so it kind of wobbled up, I felt like I was watching Men in Black 2 with Johnny Knoxville's second head.
Yeah. Or it was like a sloppy Photoshop. That I would say that's the only scene where I was kind of squinting to make it seem not as obvious.
Yeah.
But aside from that, I would say the special effects hold up shockingly well.
Yeah, especially
they're really good.
Yeah, that's the only time where you had to bear in mind when the film was made.
Well, and also, if you want to see Bruce Willis act.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
For sure.
So definitely worth that. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say it's fun to watch just for Bruce Willis and the occasional really dark one-liner that gets rid of it. So yeah, I would recommend it.
In this.
What's the price? If you need a fun summer watch that's not disappointing like so many comedies this summer have been. So stay home and rent this.
Absolutely.
Done.
Yep.
Yes. This, not Mordecai. So there you go.
Sure.
Oh.
I don't think anybody's
You've used your 2 Mordecai mentions for the year. So just so you know.
I was going to say, I can say it one more time and then maybe we'll summon it.
You know what? Honestly, actually, I was going to bring that up too. A lot of this had elements of Beetlejuice in it. You could tell they felt like they could go there. I feel like Beetlejuice kind of paved the way for this dark, horror comedy type thing.
Yeah, it really was one of the first horror, that, or at least that I can remember, kind of dark comedies that went there.
Yeah. Yeah, I would
Definitely
say so.
got that like meeting room vibe in the hospital too. Like I don't know, just like with the dude with the broken knee. Like I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, I did. There was actually one thing I didn't fully understand where he comes running out and it's a guy just sitting there with bones sticking out of both of his legs and just
Oh, the
talking.
guy with the kneecaps, the shattered kneecap.
Yeah,
The
he's
floating
just talking
nun.
to the person next to him.
Yeah, there was weird, like, I feel like it was almost like a dream sequence.
Yeah, it was like, did they go into another dimension or was this?
Yeah, Sarah, do you remember when they were in the waiting room when she died and they took her to the emergency room? When Madeline died,
I'll take that as a maybe.
That's the thing. I didn't really remember it, and then I saw it, and I was like, "What's going on?" And like Paul's talking about the guy with the shattered kneecaps, where like blood's going down both of his knees.
Yep. I saw
And
that.
then there were the floating
nuns.
Floating
What?
nuns.
Yes, I remember the floating nuns. That made no sense. Don't care.
Don't care.
I mean, this world makes no sense.
Yeah.
I love that you're just okay with it. Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't need an explanation.
What do you-
That's the thing. The
I don't need
movie's
any more.
Yeah, the movie is enough fun that you don't care.
Yeah.
But you know what though? Like it just creates this is a world where this potion exists, where nuns float along. Like fuck it,
Fuck it.
Yeah.
fuck it. This is just that kind of world.
I
Yeah.
kind
Hey,
of
you
expected.
can't get down for floating nuns. I don't want to know. Yeah.
I sort of expected when they were coming along and then he walked behind, I expected him to turn around and you see they were all on scooters. They're just pushing themselves along on a scooter. You just couldn't see it from the front. But,
Oh my god,
They were all on
segways.
Ashley longboards.
Oh no, they were on hoverboards. They were on those like
Oh yeah.
false hoverboards,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, lame hoverboard.
nutterboards.
Mm-hmm.
or, I mean, being a Zemeckis film, they could have been on the pink hoverboard.
The real hoverboards,
Yeah.
like
I-
Pope sanctioned hoverboards.
Maybe if we go back and listen really carefully, you'll hear that hover noise in there in the mix somewhere. I don't know.
The woo, that whir
yeah.
sound.
Yeah. We don't know the quality because they don't.
Yeah,
go
that
below,
gravity-defying whir
yeah.
sound.
Yeah. Alright, well, I
Right.
think we need to
we
kind
need
of...
to put a bit of this.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, this is
Yeah,
good.
kids, I gotta head out. I got stuff to do.
Okay.
Yes.
I gotta have
I see.
strangers come look this house. So.
Yeah.
Alright, well...
I gotta go watch Big Business.
Yes, you do.
Your life's
Yes,
about
that
to
is your.
change,
Oh
Sarah. I'm
God,
so
I can't
excited.
wait to hear what you think.
I'm so excited.
I already know I'm gonna love it because there's Bette Midler and Lily Tomlin, literally two of the best people ever. So I'm in.
Crush it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's amazing.
Alright.
All right.
Well,
So I guess
with all-
let's start with Sarah here. Where can people find you? What's going on?
You can find me at sarapolton.com, at Sara Polton on Twitter and Instagram, and that's SARAPOLTON. I have a podcast that's a comedy audio drama called Answering Machine, and you can also hear me and the lovely Kealeen on Soiled Restroom Cinema on the regs. And I sometimes do other stuff. So if you follow my social media or you check my website, you can see the other stuff that I do. That sounds really vague, like maybe I kill people or something, but like I do like sketch comedy or something like
Very
that.
rarely, from what I hear. Yeah. It's only that
Yeah,
people that
so
ask.
rarely.
Yeah. And Kealeen, where can people find you?
You can find me. I'm most active on Twitter. You can find me at Keltolean. It's at KELTOLEAN. I'm also on Instagram. It's just my first name, KEALEEN. And you can find me again, as the lovely Sara Polton said, on we are on Soiled Restroom Cinema, the podcast, and I also do another podcast called Talk Amongst Ourselves. We primarily talk about SNL. We're on hiatus at the moment, but we are gearing up to start some new episodes soon.
It is really good. Really worth a listen. Yeah.
Thank you.
Mhm. Paul, you got anything to close with?
I do not. I'm not going to go back over
Yep,
the stuff again.
You know where to
'cause-
find. You've already found us, so
Yeah.
congratulations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing I would add there is that if you do enjoy listening to us, please do rate and review us, or just rate if you don't have time to write a review. Just give us your honest rating on whatever platform it is you're listening to us, because that means a lot to us and will make it more
Helps other
likely
people
that
find
other
the
people-
podcasts. Yeah.
Yeah. So with all that being said, I've been Paul.
I've been Brian. Bye, folks.
Bye.
Bye.